I did a little comparison between MGTOW and feminism. I know they're not perfectly identical. You may not be able to perfectly compare them, but one is a voice for men and one is a voice for women. Granted, feminism is it's a giant organized group compared to MGTOW. MGTOW right now is mainly just guys scattered throughout the world. It's not organized. It's not an organized group like feminism is. It's not an organized movement like feminism is. It's not an organized group like feminism is. But I just think that they are comparable because one is a voice. They're both voices for their respected sex. I mean, granted, feminism's fighting more for rights that they already have, and MGTOW isn't really fighting for rights. And also, I just want to say, this isn't going to be biased. This isn't going to be biased whatsoever. It's going to be totally unbiased. Just because I'm a guy going my own way does not mean I'm going to favor MGTOW and trash feminism. This is just my observations from someone, just observations about the differences between MGTOW and feminism. And also, this is mainly focusing on third wave feminism. Feminism is gigantic, and there's so many different waves, and there's new age feminists. This is mainly third wave feminism. I think they're the loudest voice. They're the loudest feminists. Anytime I hear a feminist or the points that feminists are making, it's from a third wave feminist, and they're all identical points. They're all the same point. And I looked up which wave has those points, and the wave that has all the points I'm going to talk about is third wave feminism. So I'll do the focal points first. The focal points for MGTOW: get structure in your life, i.e., clean your room, wake up in the morning around the same time every day, and go to bed around the same time every day to have a circadian rhythm. Exercise and get in shape. Find a purpose for your life, whether it's a job or hobby. Improve upon yourself every day. Build confidence. Read and learn. And MGTOW do not parade themselves around. Simple. These are just the points that I have found. I'm sure there's many, many points. And there's different points for different guys because MGTOW is a giant umbrella of different men. And then this is third wave feminism focal points. And again, unbiased, not leaning towards one side, just observations that I found. Third wave feminism focal points. Destructure other people's lives, i.e., make other people's purpose in life to help you, whether it's yelling at them on the street or blowing air horns at random speeches. Your messy room is fine the way it is. There are supposed to be cockroaches eating out of that 4-month-old bowl of mac and cheese. Wake up when you feel like it, because you're a strong, independent woman. The misogynistic sun should revolve around me. Don't exercise. Accept your body as a tub of melting ice cream, because real men like curves. Find a purpose for other people's lives that always somehow have to do with feminism. Do not improve upon yourself. There is no need for improvement. You are perfect the way you are, all 500 pounds of you. The more there is of you, the more perfect you are. So much confidence, every little thing is offensive. No reading or learning required. You are already perfect. Good luck spelling perfect. Have parades around the world wearing vagina hats and littering every step along the way, even though the parade is about the environment, and the vagina hats symbolize how men shouldn't identify women as sex objects. So there you go. Totally unbiased observations. Those are the differences that I found between third wave feminism and MGTOW. Also, besides focal points, I tried to get some more differences. Feminism compared to MGTOW, feminism has actually made women less happy. MGTOW makes people happier. There's a lot less rules in MGTOW. MGTOW is much more freeing. But feminism, I found some stuff. Feminism actually is making women less happy. Stevenson and Wolfers discovered that American women rated their overall life satisfaction higher than men in the 1970s. Thereafter, women's happiness scores decreased while men's scores stayed roughly stable. By the 1990s, women were less happy than men. This relative unhappiness softened after the turn of the century, but men continue to enjoy a higher sense of subjective well-being that is at least as high, if not higher, than women. I don't know if that's true. Well, men kill themselves more often, so I don't know how accurate that is. But women are it's not feminism is not making women happier, and you see this everywhere. This is I've heard about this all over the place. Before I decided to look it up myself, I also have another. There's even another source. Whether asked about their satisfaction at work, at home, in their marriage, or with their prospects for the future, the trend was the same among weirdos. I don't know what that acronym is. Women's subjective well-being sinks as their objective opportunity sets expand. I think objective opportunity sets, it's like jobs. I think they meant like as they can have more jobs or do have more jobs or are pressured to have more jobs, their happiness actually goes down. And why wouldn't it? I rather be someone who just relies on someone else to make money. Like as a kid, life is so much happier as a kid when your parents are just supporting you. That's such a better life. I don't want to work and support myself. I just have to because I'm a guy and I don't want to live with my parents. But it is you're much happier when you can live off someone else. And both groups are growing. Both groups. I thought feminism was shrinking. It's actually not. It's actually growing. Compared to, for this article, that's what this article says. A YouGov, this is slightly old, I guess 2018. A YouGov survey finds that 30% of Americans now identify as feminists, compared to 26% in 2016. Women are more likely to say that they back feminism, with 38% identifying as feminists, compared to just 32% in 2016. But the number of men saying they are proud feminists is rising too. Yeah, male feminists is rising. Male feminism, 22% compared to 19%. Those are just guys that want to get laid. I don't know if I've ever actually talked to a guy who genuinely cares about women's not women's rights because they have the same rights, but women's feminism, but just feminism in general. I don't know if I've ever talked to a guy who actually cares about feminism genuinely, sincerely, other than trying to get laid. I think they're just trying to get laid, and you can just meet more women if you go to these feminist rallies. It's because it's all women. So like, fuck it, might as well disguise yourself. That's what these guys do. But both are, but MGTOW is growing as well. I mean, I remember I posted the numbers in the other video, my first video about MGTOW. I don't know the comparison of growth compared to the total population of Earth. I mean, I don't know. MGTOW is so tiny compared to feminism. It's such a tiny little thing compared to feminism. But it is growing. I mean, remember the Reddit post, it was 60,000 a year ago. Now it's like 100 something thousand. So it is growing fast. I mean, it's growing much faster than feminism. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know if it'll ever catch up to feminism. Feminism's a giant monster. Some other differences I wrote. MGTOW is fighting for a voice. Feminism is fighting for rights women already have. Not biased whatsoever in my opinion. MGTOW don't walk around with penis hats on them. Although I think we should start doing that. And then the biggest difference. This is the biggest difference between MGTOW and feminism. MGTOW focuses on changing themselves to adapt to the world, and feminism focuses on changing the world to adapt to themselves. That's what feminism is really all about. It's all about changing the world to adapt to their lifestyle, to adapt to the woman's lifestyle. The feminist, the woman, at least the third wave feminist doesn't want to change themselves. They just don't want to change themselves whatsoever. They're perfect the way they are, no matter how they look, no matter how their life is. They're perfect. They don't need to change themselves, even though I think they're in denial. And they're all about changing the world to accept 500-pound overweight women, destroying our healthcare and eating everything inside. It's more about changing the world and yelling at people by any means necessary. Yelling, blowing air horns at rallies. It doesn't matter how you change the world, but it's about changing the world. MGTOW was really, I don't know if MGTOW at all was about changing the world. MGTOW is really about yourself. It's about changing yourself, bettering yourself. That's the whole fucking thing. It's about bettering yourself. That's really the main difference between the two.